Hi everybody, welcome to the first of my Happy Mondays. These little videos are going to come out every Monday to inspire you for the rest of the week. Initially, I'm going to concentrate on tips for getting clear on moving towards a new career in the equestrian industry, because that is what most of you said in the survey that you would find most helpful. But I will also cover lots of other things like business and life in general, and riding confidence, and how to achieve better results if you're a rider, and videos about my own horses and observations that I've made, videos about the equestrian trailblazers, and of course it will all be built around creating what you desire using the law of attraction. I'm kind of going to just throw everything at you, and you can then let me know what you like and what you would like to see more of. Now, they're not all going to be filmed in here either. Weather permitting in Ireland, I will be outside with horses and dogs around me and lots of distractions. So they will be interesting, and hopefully you'll find them very informative as well. Now, I've been racking my brains for days to try to decide what I'm going to use as a theme for my first Happy Monday, and I have decided to concentrate on one of the major things that came up in the survey that you find is holding you back from having your dream career, and that is self-doubt. So we're going to talk about turning self-doubt into strengths. Now, frequently we are very shy about our achievements and our credentials and our abilities, and most of us totally underestimate our achievements and our successes and our abilities. Most people lack confidence about fulfilling their dreams, and they don't follow their dreams because they feel inadequate and they feel that somebody else can do it better. They compare themselves to other people, and you're always going to come up short in some area if you compare yourself to others. I've found that a huge amount of the time when I've been coaching, people have kept playing small and stayed within their comfort zone because they're worried about moving out of it. There can be all sorts of reasons why we feel that way and why we have doubts. Things like childhood memories, not being supported by friends or family, feeling too old, feeling too young, having had failures in the past and maybe given up as a result, all sorts of reasons. But whatever the reason, you should not be letting self-doubt hold you back. Self-doubt is something that we all have to deal with at some stage in our lives, but the good news is that you can change it. It is all a mindset issue. Most of the time, you don't need to be any better than you are at the minute. You don't need more qualifications. You don't need to have more experience. Instead, you just need to change how you think about yourself and what you have to offer. You have shed loads of confidence and skills and abilities built up over the years, and this is the part that I am really good at: turning around experiences and skills and packaging them into strengths. Now, I have followed many career paths throughout my life. I started off in the 1980s studying landscape architecture at university. After 4 years, I then decided that business was much more my thing, and I repackaged all of the skills that I had learned on my course and applied them to attaining a position with the blue chip company in business. Skills such as being creative, working as part of a team, working off my own initiative, fulfilling projects by deadlines, that type of thing that you might have thought was only applicable to one area but wasn't. Because you see, I think that it's the same skills pretty much that we apply to whatever we're doing in life, but just with a different emphasis. And it is so important that you get stuck into something, because until you get stuck into that new thing that you want to do, you don't know exactly what skills you're going to need. And your skills can change. You can build on your skills, and you will find that a lot of skills you thought you needed, you don't, because opportunities come up along the way and you slightly change direction. And new people come into your life as well who are there to support your skills and support you in general. So for all of your doubts, I think about the 3 R's. Recognise, which we've talked about, reframe them, which we've talked about, and The third one is retrain yourself. Now, whether you do that by affirmations or meditations, or whether you become really good at self-talk, it is important that you stop thinking of yourself as having lack and start thinking of all of the great things that you can offer. And it is important that you work on that, really important, because you're always going to come across situations that you doubt yourself, and you have to learn how to overcome those doubts and turn them into strengths. So that is really important. And just think about the equestrian trailblazers that I interviewed. Probably all of them, certainly most of them, set out on paths that they weren't already experienced in or had particular skills in. Think of Paddy Hughes, for example, of Horse First. There's Paddy. He has spent his whole life working with horses, training horses. If Paddy had worried about the fact that he didn't have experience to set up a huge national horse supplement manufacturing business, he would never have even started. If he'd worried about how he was going to develop the supplements themselves, if he'd worried about whether he had enough experience or skills to be able to build a production plant, if he'd worried about how he was going to market a new product to the whole world, he wouldn't have done any of that. It's all about understanding the doubts, reframing them, coming back to the mindset, moving forward despite the doubts, and the final R is relax. There's always a solution to every problem you will meet along the way, and there will always be opportunities once you take the first step. You've got to take that first step, and then you will find that the right people will always come along to support you. So, recognize, reframe, retrain, and relax. So I would love you to have a think about the doubts that are holding you back from having the career that you've always dreamt about, or starting your own business, and reframe those doubts and turn them around into an advantage and start moving towards that big dream. I hope this has inspired you today, and I look forward to seeing you again next Monday. Bye.